This is Stars and Scopes with your friend Uma, updated every new and full moon with guidance based on planetary transits in the current sky and extra support from tarot. For accuracy, take a look at your rising sign first if you know it, and do feel free to listen to your sun, moon and rising if you'd like the full picture. If you're interested in your birth chart, check out the readings page at umaruby.com, and if you'd like to support the work, head over to buymeacoffee.com/umaruby and you can buy me a coffee. Finally, if you're a visual learner, look up Uma Ruby Tarot on YouTube and you can watch and learn. Okay, let's take a look. Hello Taurus and Taurus rising, welcome to your horoscope for the Solar Eclipse in Scorpio, happening on Tuesday the 25th of October at 9:49 p.m. if you're in the Southern Hemisphere with me. Whew. Now I'm going to give a little trigger warning, I think it's appropriate. We're going to get a little emo with this reading, Taurus, so if you're feeling that you're just not in the mood, I will not be offended if you skip out on this one. I completely understand. Having said that, our central energy for this whole reading is going to be the Five of Cups in the tarot. The sun and the moon are in their conjunction in Scorpio at 2 degrees, and this is the tarot card that represents that point in the zodiac. We also have Venus, the planet of beauty and art and love, your ruler, is in this conjunction. So I feel that there's something galvanizing about this trifecta, about those three energies coming together and also pulling the plug perhaps on some things in life. Remember that solar eclipses, lunar eclipses, both times there's something that we need to, how do I say this, accept about change in our life. There's something that we have less active contribution in magical terms. Of course, you've got free will in your life. You can do as you wish, and you always should remember that. In magic terms, the idea of manifestation is not maybe something that we might really engage a lot with at this lunation, and we need to protect ourselves and to be calm and gentle and soothing with ourselves. Scorpio's in your 7th house, my darlings. So that's your house of relationship. That's your house of coming together. This can be with lovers, this can be with close work colleagues. This is any kind of relationship that you commit to, I would say. And so to have an eclipse here is going to bring change, and it's going to bring some sort of movement in that area of your life. To have the Five of Cups energy lead us in this reading is a reminder of the importance of honoring grief, of allowing that emotion to move. I say move because Scorpio, as you are, Taurus, you're a fixed earth sign. Scorpio is a fixed water sign. That's icy, that's rigid. However, Scorpio's best lesson in life is to allow that water to move. And the Five of Cups, being a Scorpio card, is a great offer, a great encouragement to allow some of that more emotional stuff to start to flow. I can feel that there's room for grief in this next bit of time for you, Taurus. I would reserve some time for it. I would, if the feelings come and if they start to wrap you up, I would find a safe space and I would let some of that water move. I really would. The eclipses are playing out in your 1st house of the soul and your 7th house of relationship. So I imagine that this has been a year of many questions in those areas for you. Perhaps a vacillation between what am I here for, who am I here with? might be coming up, and there might be in that some grief to work with. You can see here that there's 3 cups that this figure in black is lamenting the loss of. There's also 2 cups at the back here that are still full and waiting to be used. I think there's something here for you, Taurus. There's something here about being unabashed and being confident with your emotional capacity, your emotional body. Your feelings are really valid in this life, and I know that you know that. I also know that perhaps there is a boundary up there at the moment, because potentially things have been feeling turbulent this year in that way. And also there is a slow moving nature to Taurians. There's definitely a picking one petal off the daisy one at a time. They love me not. They love me not. You know, that sort of image is very Taurian. And at this eclipse, I'll say it again, I feel that Venus is protecting you in some way. I won't say shielding, but there's a buffer there for some of maybe the more difficult emotions that are starting to rise up for you. One way to look at the zodiac, one way to look at the planets is Venus represents our soul's highest potential. That could be a way to think about it. And this is for all of us, not just Taurians and Librans. Venus is the planet that represents heaven, maybe, would be some way to look at it. Think of in the tarot, there's the Empress. That's very you, Taurus. The Empress is your card. You can claim that one. And think of that energy, think of that garden, and that you know, I get a bit annoyed when I hear the word abundance. I think I've heard it quite a lot lately. But you know, that kind of, there's a sense of having enough and having just a multitude of different things, different offerings to share in a beautiful, sensual way. This is what Venus thrives in. When Venus is in Scorpio, she's unsure. She can be herself there, but it's a different version, a different shade. And so maybe at this eclipse there might be a different shade to you that comes out. There might be an intensity in the way that you feel in regard to those in your 7th house. I know that they say that eclipses are a time to put magical tools down and it's not as if you're being told to tap it out, you know, like you're a magical human being, so you can create whatever you want to. You can wish and dream and manifest at all, you know, every hour of the day. I think that there's a marker point to an eclipse. There's definitely a noticeable change, a noticeable movement that happens in our lives at these times. The ancients used to be frightened of eclipses. It used to be almost as if it was like a bad omen, that the moon would be masked for a time, where they usually would rely on that, or the sun would be masked for a time. Imagine that. Imagine being in ancient being on a sunny day, and then all of a sudden it goes dark. That's our emotional attachment to an eclipse. So maybe that's something that's a lens that you can look at your life. You can look at your 7th house, your house of commitment, your house of relationship, the other. Has there been a power outage there? Has there been fear attached to that part of your life? it may show its head at this eclipse. It may present itself to be looked at. What I see here for you, Taurus, is that you are a magic maker, and that you can see this and you understand the concept of as above, so below. You understand that time is not linear, that it is cyclical, and that every moment is the moment. And so when it comes to anxiety or pain, the moment can heal. The moment has power. I see those two cups in this grieving process, this moment of saying goodbye, of releasing perhaps energy in your 7th house of commitment, of relationship. These two cups are waiting, and I see them here again. I think that no matter what happens, Taurus, or what has happened, I feel that you have so much love and affection to look forward to. And you might be experiencing that now. I hope that you are. I hope that you are. You can do both. That's a nice message for this reading too. You can do both. Nobody is fully healed and ready and fixed at all times. That's beginning, middle, end kind of time. Grief comes around. Loss comes around. Love also comes around as well. I think it might be a great thing for you to look at the cycles at this eclipse. Start to imagine the different journeys that you've been on in this life. And in regard to your 7th house, spend a little time being grateful for them and grieving them too, if they're gone, if they're no longer. Because you've got things to look forward to, Taurus. You've got a great new beginning here. I can really see it. You can see there's a lighthouse in the background. So maybe in some ways this eclipse season, this next month of time where there will be power outages in your soul purpose, your very essence, perhaps epiphanies. You're coming to realize maybe how you can best work with your soul energy. And maybe that might be revealing itself in your 7th house. Perhaps there's a version of yourself that you can't or don't wish to exist as any longer. That's come to an end, that cycle. And you're wanting to start something fresh. You're wanting to start a new journey as the individual that you are now. And perhaps that has been stressful maybe in your 7th house, in relationship with others. This lighthouse is shining for you right now. The version of yourself that you are right now is what this warmth, this glow is beckoning you forward. Think of this eclipse as a storm in the sea. And you're en route, you're on path to get to this lighthouse, to experience the healing nature of this kind of love. There's the staff of Hermes in the center right there. That's a medicinal emblem. That's healing in a glyph. So this is where you're going. This is what you have to look forward to. And this is going to be so beautiful as you experience the beauty of this too. Allow yourself some time to grieve, Taurus. I really think that that's really important. In whatever fashion that rings true to you, in whatever way that you can hear my words and feel the resonance of grief, this eclipse is the perfect time to let some of that in. Well, I'm going to leave that there. I think that less astrology, more tarot might be a nice thing, a nice little meditation for us during eclipse season. I wasn't sure how I was going to structure this. I wasn't sure, but this is what it is, and I like it. You can get your birth chart read over at umaruby.com. There's a menu there with several different journeys that we can go down depending on the questions that you might have about yourself or your chart or the tarot. And I will be speaking to you in 2 weeks for the full lunar eclipse in Taurus. So this is going to be quite a personal one for you. This is going to be transformative. Okay, Taurus, I'll leave it there. Much love to you as always. Head to Spotify. I've put together a little Scorpio playlist. You might want to have some emo tunes play as you come to feel and understand the shifting of the guard. Okay, that's it. I'm off. Take care. Bye.